Hi, my name's Shania, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. Did you know that the Great Barrier Reef is off the coast of Queensland, Australia, and is the world's largest coral reef system and can be seen from outer space? Well, that's because it's composed of 2,900 individual reefs with over 600 different types of corals, thus making it the most biodiverse coral reef in the world. It is also a very popular tourist attraction as it is one of the 7 wonders of the world. Tourism is an important economic activity for the region, generating over 3 billion Australian dollars per year. Although the Great Barrier Reef is said to be so perfect and wonderful, there are many environmental pressures on the reef, such as climate change, runoff, dumping and dredging, as well as many human influence pressures as well, such as fishing, tourism, and pollution. According to a study published in October 2012 by the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, the reef has lost more than half of its coral since 1985. This is absolutely disastrous. Why, you might ask? Well, that's because coral reefs help us humans in many ways we rarely acknowledge. Some include source of food for millions, protects coastlines from storms and erosion, create some land, provide habitat for many species, some that are very important to us, provide jobs and income to local economies, source of new medicines, and lastly, tourism and recreation. A report in 2016 stated that coral bleaching in the Great Barrier Reef was more intense than previously thought to be, as the water temperature had warmed up quite immensely. When water is too warm, corals expel the algae living in their tissues, causing the coral to turn completely white. They can still survive, but they undergo a tremendous amount of stress and are more subject to mortality. It was a huge natural selection event that was unfolding, as the number of baby coral being born had dramatically diminished since 2018. Every 5 years, an outlook report is to be filed for the reef's health, pressures, and future. So what can we do to save the Great Barrier Reef, you ask? Because the main reason for rising temperature in the water today is climate change, humans have a large role in saving the Great Barrier Reef as we create most of climate change. I think that the number one step to saving the Great Barrier Reef is learning more about why it is so important to save it and what large role it plays in our life that we just don't see it every day. You can do this by going to the Great Barrier Reef yourself. If you see it, you'll truly value and appreciate it. The more people that do that, the more the world will value it and see that it's a real problem and will actually try to save it. But thank gosh we live in 2020 because we can't all go to Australia to see it. So just look up pictures for yourself and see how wonderful it really is. This could be the first step to actually making a movement towards saving the planet, so this step is fairly crucial in my opinion. I think that the second thing we can do to save the Great Barrier Reef would be to reduce our carbon footsteps. We can eliminate a lot of our carbon footsteps by simply changing our routines of our everyday life that can make a very big difference for the reef. For example, walk instead of taking your car or the bus, cut out single-use plastics, pick up and dispose of litter properly, avoid packaged food, and so much more. Humans are the biggest polluters, and we know this and are familiar with its consequences on our planet, but we still don't put in much effort to eliminate it. Climate change is the biggest contributor to rising temperature in oceans, so fixed could aid a path of recovery for the reef. Lastly, I think that we can help support fund charities for the Great Barrier Reef, such as the Reef Trust Partnership, E-Reefs, Rain Island Recovery Project, Reef Islands Initiative, and many more. The more support that people throw towards these charities, the more that they can help save the Great Barrier Reef. Linked to this would be volunteering to help clean out plastic and debris from the ocean, but since we don't live in Queensland, Australia, this is pretty hard for us. So that's why I think charities are very important, funding from far away. If they had enough support, they can really start a path of recovery for the reef. I hope that you enjoyed my slideshow and found my video very helpful and ways that you can help try to save the Great Barrier Reef yourself. Even from miles away, you can still support it, and I really hope that you will. Have a good day.